Happy Wednesday, May 8th, everyone. Hunter here again at North Central Weather Center, and in today's weather forecast, a very active spring continues with significant severe weather outbreak today across parts of our viewing area that could include strong tornadoes, very large to giant hail, and some damaging winds of hurricane force. So we'll be going over those details in today's weather forecast and looking ahead to Mother's Day weekend as well. So if you are new here to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and you get the latest weather forecast right at your fingertips on this channel for the North Central United States. Also be sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps out more than you know. So without further ado, let's get into today's weather forecast for your Wednesday, May the 8th. And looking at this morning here, our low temperatures, another chilly start to the day across portions of the high plains and the upper Midwest up here, especially for Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin. Temperatures here starting off into the 40s and even the low 50s this morning. A lot more mild across our east as the warm sector of our new storm is moving through portions of the Ohio Valley in the lower Midwest. Temperatures there this morning into the 50s and 60s. This afternoon will warm up quite nicely across most of the north central U.S. Outside of the western Dakotas and the panhandle of Nebraska, temperatures should be well into the 60s, 70s, even some 80s down here into southern Missouri as well. And those warm temperatures will be fueling our significant severe weather across that part of the north central U.S. We have a moderate risk, a level 4 out of 5 across our viewing area in southern and southeastern Missouri, also in far southern Illinois and western Kentucky from Paducah westward towards Springfield, Missouri. An enhanced risk across portions of Louisville, Jackson, Kentucky, up here towards Cincinnati, St. Louis, and Springfield, Missouri there. Even a marginal risk extending up here towards Des Moines into Sioux Falls there and toward La Crosse and Chicago. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. And looking at what these risk categories mean is a moderate risk of severe weather. Level 4 out of 5 means there is high confidence that many of these storms today will contain damaging winds, severe hail, and or tornadoes, and they are likely to be significant, scattered to numerous in coverage. And a moderate risk is similar to intense storms your area may only experience once a year or less. So this is a pretty rare risk category from the Storm Prediction Center. So let's look at the probabilities of severe weather today in our viewing area. We could be seeing those severe hurricane force wind gusts, a 45% chance of seeing that across southern and southeastern Missouri, far southern Illinois into western Kentucky from Paducah westward towards Springfield, Missouri. Those areas could be seeing the threat for 75 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Also, those same areas could be seeing very large to giant hailstones that could be up to 3 inches in diameter today, over hen egg size. And we have a formidable tornado threat across portions of Springfield, Missouri, St. Louis metro area, back here into Paducah. That stretches closer toward the Louisville region and even toward Bowling Green in Kentucky. This means there's a 10% chance of a strong EF2 tornado or stronger. We also have to keep in mind that the low pressure system up here, we have a little bit more low level shear to work with in Iowa, southern Minnesota, and extreme southeastern South Dakota, so from Sioux Falls through Fort Dodge, Iowa, the Ames and Des Moines region stretching over toward Waterloo and Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We do have a threat for a tornado or two there with a 2% chance of a tornado. So let's look at the environment today. Warm sector moving up and through portions of the Missouri Valley into the Ohio Valley, dew points south of the warm front into the 60s to near 70, and that's contributing to some very extreme instability south of the warm front in excess of 4,000 joules per kilogram. That is similar to what you could see in June or July. So we're already ahead of that with the instability. Looking at the low-level winds here at the 850 millibar layer, we do have some strong winds in the low levels helping to organize these storms and potentially help them rotate to produce tornadoes as well. Over 40 knots there this afternoon. That is leading to our significant tornado parameter space up to around 18s out of 10s here, breaking the chart across southern and southeastern Missouri in that moderate risk zone today, and that will only get a little stronger as we go into the evening. Over 60 knots, and that will contribute to 17s and 18s out of 10s again for the evening hours. So we have to be on high alert here. So this afternoon, supercell thunderstorms breaking out from St. Louis back building in towards southern Missouri. The Branson area in towards Springfield, Missouri will be keeping a very close eye on you. More supercells further east out ahead of that across western Kentucky and into northern Tennessee and southern Illinois. We'll keep a very close eye on those. Some upscale growth into a line of storms can be expected. So as supercells develop, they could grow upscale into a QLCS line of storms. QLCS means a quasi-linear convective system. We still could have tornadoes embedded, even strong tornadoes embedded within the line, but mainly looking at an organized wind damage threat with winds over 75 miles per hour and the very large to giant hailstones of 2 to 3 inches in diameter. Then as we go into early Thursday morning, while we could have some showers and storms stretching from Iowa into southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and lower Michigan here, and even northern Indiana, I think most of the severe weather will be wrapping up by the time we get into sunrise on Thursday. Looking here at the rainfall amount, going through Thursday morning for your morning commute. Decent rains up near the track of the low pressure system there in the Hawkeye state of Iowa, around the Ames, Waterloo, Des Moines area, stretching east towards Iowa City and Cedar Rapids. You folks up here could be getting a half inch to an inch worth of rain, maybe a half an inch of rain up here toward Rockford, Illinois, over towards Chicago, and also the Davenport Quad Cities area. And then the heaviest of rains down here into the foothills region of southeastern Missouri, far southern Illinois toward Carbondale, and then getting over towards Paducah, Kentucky, there in western Kentucky, could be seeing 1 to 2 inches of rainfall with locally higher amounts possible. That is why the Weather Prediction Center has a slight to a moderate risk of flash flooding today across especially the lower Ohio River Valley, stretching back into the mid-Mississippi Valley. We'll keep a very close eye on that. Moving ahead to tomorrow and on Friday, so from Thursday, May the 9th into Friday, May 10th, here are your temperatures for afternoon highs on Thursday. A little cooler across the Great Lakes and Midwestern regions, just because of some rain shower activity on Thursday and some cloud cover continuing. But further west, some sunshine poking through those clouds. We'll get our temperatures on Thursday back into the 60s and 70s. More uniform temperatures across the north central U.S. on Friday. Temperatures back into the 60s and 70s area wide. And you can see precipitation there on Thursday with the rainfall and cloud cover across the Midwest Great Lakes region. That will hold our temperatures down likely into the 50s and low 60s there. Rainfall will wrap up as we go into Thursday night, and then as we go into Friday, outside of a sprinkle or a light shower, I think most of us here, 99% of us in the north central U.S. on Friday, May 10th, will be dry. A little bit of a disturbance moving out from Canada down across the upper Midwest could provide Wisconsin there, northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, and parts of eastern Minnesota with some rain shower activity, a few thunderstorms there as we go into Friday night. The heaviest of rains from around Eau Claire, Wisconsin, over there towards Green Bay and down the lakefront there towards Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha, Wisconsin, can be expected as we go through Friday night. The good news is with this round of storms, we do see a threat for severe weather lessening. So we're not really going to see any severe weather with this on Thursday and Friday. Any of those storms there in the upper Midwest from eastern Minnesota in through Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, and northern Illinois will be just your general garden variety storms. So that's some good news. The severe weather threat is exceptionally low, but it will be providing us with very much more moisture across this region. It's been a very wet spring so far across parts of the Midwest and the Great Lakes. We're going to be adding to our totals Thursday and a Friday around 1/10 of an inch to as high as 1/2 an inch of rain in some localized areas, and across southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa through northern Illinois, and the northern Ohio Valley and southern Great Lakes region here, including lower Michigan, northern Indiana, and Ohio, we could be seeing a marginal risk of flash flooding Thursday, May 9th into Friday, May 10th. And then heading into Mother's Day weekend here, Saturday, May 11th into Mother's Day, Sunday, May 12th, you can see a trough across the east and a ridge starting to build across the west. We're right in the middle of that. So looking here at the weekend temperature anomalies, a little bit warmer closer to that ridge axis across our west and northwest, closer to the trough over here into the Ohio Valley, here into the Great Lakes region in our east and southeast. We're going to see cooler temperature anomalies for the weekend. Waking up on your Saturday morning, it's going to be a little chilly across the north into the low and mid 40s as we go into the morning hours, but afternoon temperatures warm up quite nicely, uniform again into the 60s and 70s across north central U.S. A little bit warmer on Sunday morning for Mother's Day morning out there, 50s across the board to start start the day, a higher springboard of which to start. Temperatures may take a run at 80 across portions of the Midwest, especially toward Des Moines there. As we go into Sunday afternoon for Mother's Day afternoon out there, looking at precipitation trends here throughout Mother's Day. Saturday, pretty dry, maybe a few showers across the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, very dry across the plains. That continues as we go into Saturday night, drying out across most of our viewing area. A little bit of moisture moving in across portions of Nebraska and Kansas there as we go into Mother's Day on Sunday. And then as we go into Sunday night there, Mother's Day night, you can see we have some showers across the Midwest, back into towards the Central Plains. It looks like Kansas looks to be the wettest state in our viewing area there into Sunday night, but it won't be a total washout. We will see many dry hours across portions of our viewing area this weekend, so don't go canceling any outdoor plans or anything like that. You can see some decent rains down into southern Nebraska and Kansas, around an inch or so through the weekend. Most of this will actually come on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. A little bit of rain across portions of the upper Midwest, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, stretching over there toward Michigan, including the upper peninsula of Michigan, averaging around a few hundredths to a tenth or two of an inch of rain. Really not that big of a deal. And then as we go into next week, Monday, May the 13th through Friday, May 17th, temperature anomalies pretty average to a slightly above average, especially across our north and northwest. A very active week of weather again here. A lot of above average precipitation expected. As we go into that time frame, notice here you can see a little bit of wet weather there across the Kansas region into Nebraska there on Monday the 13th. As we go into Tuesday, May the 14th, a lot more active weather across the entire viewing area at times. We'll be dodging raindrops throughout the week. As we go into Wednesday, more organized activity up there into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. And then we'll see a new storm system developing into the southern plains that will lift north and east, bringing us some more organized showers and storms Thursday into Friday across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Ohio Valley. Long story short, next week we'll be very active. We'll be dodging raindrops left and right, so make sure to have the umbrella handy from Monday through Friday, May 13th through May 17th next week. This is additional rainfall just during that 5-day period next week, and we could be seeing additionally 2 to 4 inches worth of rain if this verifies across south central Missouri and into parts of Illinois, over into Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Some of that heavy rain extending back into Kansas. Lighter amounts, but still some decent rains further north into Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, the Dakotas, and Nebraska, even over here towards the upper peninsula of Michigan, averaging around a tenth of an inch to as much as an inch of rain, depending on your area and how many storms move through as we go through next week. Stick with me here as we do have more weather updates in the near future as we go into Friday, May the 10th. We'll have a new video for you here on North Central Weather Center. Make sure you are a subscriber here to the channel. We'll keep you covered throughout the year for your latest weather forecast right at your fingertips. Make sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Wednesday out there.